Alrighty, hey everybody, Win here. We're doing another game review today. We're actually gonna be reviewing a game that I just finished very recently. I just finished Dying Light to Stay Human, and how do I feel about the game? Well, let's start it off slowly and move forward as I review this game. Obviously, I did finish it very recently, so obviously the game is still very much fresh in my head. Obviously, so let's start off with the first things first, and let's start off with the gameplay of the game, obviously, and how this game compares to some of the other games that are coming out, like Elden Ring and Pokemon Arceus, and some of the more open world games that are coming out within this month and the next year or two. This game, fantastic. In terms of gameplay, it's fun. Considering the fact that I played single player most of the time, it's fun. It's enjoyable. The parkour is slick, smooth. There are some issues I have with a little bit of like the game, with like how some of the combat's kind of iffy, but overall it's very fun, enjoyable. You get to play with friends, and it's honestly really cool, obviously, and the parkour is nice. The story and the side quests, on the other hand, that's where things start to drop a little bit. Um, the game, obviously, there's some issues with the game, obviously, and I think that it should be brought up. There's another really popular YouTuber named Oni Zombie. If you haven't seen his review, I kind of agree with a lot of his own perspective when it comes to the game. I feel like that this game should not have been released around February, and more so around like the late June, early July-ish. Like it's not like they want to you wouldn't want to release a game that's unfinished or unpolished, unlike with this game, obviously. But what really sucks is that this game could have been like a 10 out of 10 for me at most. There are some games that hit really hard, and I do believe that this game is a solid 8 or 9, but it just doesn't fit that criteria. It just doesn't, obviously, and the story is just like, you can pick one side. Let's say for example you side with the peacekeepers, but either way you're gonna meet up with the survivors anyway, and it's like, what's the point of siding with the peacekeepers when in the end you're gonna be siding with the survivors, obviously? And so that's something that I wanted to bring up as an important storyline. There's a term in D&D where the DM would bring the players along. They would force the players along instead of allowing the player to choose what they want to do. And I believe that that Dying Light 2 is doing that in some of the aspects of the story, obviously. They're just bringing Aiden along for the ride instead of allowing you as the player, as Aiden, to choose your decisions. And that that is one of the biggest issues I have with Dying Light 2 as a game entirely when it comes to the story. And the story and the choices are what make this game come to life. And that's, one of the biggest issues I have with the story. And the endings of the game, I think the endings are fine. I think the endings of the game, with the choices that you make, are fine. It's just that there are some really big open loose ends that need to be screwed in a little bit better, or fixed in a little bit better compared to some of the other games out there, obviously. Which, again, it's kind of like with Fire Emblem Three Houses and some of the story of the game, where there's some big plot holes in the game, obviously. That's exactly how I felt about Three Houses, and that's how I felt about Royal. Royal's one of Royal's endings, where it kind of just doesn't make sense with the game, obviously, and this is what Dying Light 2 also has an issue with that. But enough about like the story. Let's get into some of the major issues of the game, and that is the major bugs of this game, obviously. And I have a lot of bugs about this game, obviously. I've ran into a recent bug which they've patched, but it also affects the game because it affects mission game items also. And it's one of the biggest things I have with this game. I literally had to go join another person's co-op game to get this item, and it really sucks because I actually really wanted this weapon. This weapon's amazing in Dying Light 2, and I love it. So if you side with the Peacekeepers in Dying Light 2, if you side with them, if you go up to like rank 5 or rank 4, I believe, you get a crossbow. And you get crossbow bolts. It's kind of like the bow, but upgraded. It's a fully automatic, so you can fire bolts left and right. And what happened is that when I got this tower, when I got this site, and I gave it to the Peacekeepers, my crossbow did not load in. And I was searching for the crossbow. I was like, where's my crossbow? I don't know where my crossbow is. And so I literally had to check my stash. I checked my inventory, didn't see my crossbow. So I had to go end up joining a different person's co-op campaign to get a crossbow, and that sucks, man. It's disappointing, and obviously with Techland, they're doing whatever they can to fix all the bugs in the world. I've heard a lot of things when it comes to some of the bugs out there. One of the biggest bugs that I've been hearing lately is the death loop bug. That's been patched very recently. Co-op right now is pretty smooth as it's on its own, but there's just these miniature bugs that kind of just ruin the experience of Dying Light 2 and the crashes of the game and all the other stuff that's been dropping for this game. And I honestly believe that the Techland should be that Techland should have fixed this before releasing it out to the public. Like, you can't just have an unfinished game and then release it and then just add like miniature updates as time progresses. It's like it kind of kills the game. Like, we should have gotten these updates with the game at launch. Like, we shouldn't be like it shouldn't be like we're releasing a full game with everything, but we're adding stuff to it. No, this is a game that's been in development for the last 6 years. If a game has been in development for 6 years, they should fix a lot of things for the game, and that's the biggest issue I have with this game. It's not like I hate the game or anything like that. I just do believe that this game could have been better for me as a consumer of this game, because I love Dying Light. I love the series. The game's great. I love the game. I literally have over 80 hours in the game right now. I've done most of the activities. I've explored. I've collected inhibitors. I've done a lot of that. I did a lot of stuff, man. Like, man, the moment I got this game, I dropped everything, like all the other reviews and all the other videos I have, just to play Dying Light 2 and give it my initial review. And so when I finished the game, I felt unsatisfied, and so now I'm here just talking about it, or just expressing how I feel about the game. Obviously, it's not like the game's bad or anything. I just believe that Techland should really start focusing on getting these patches out and adding different things to the game to make the game a lot better. And there's also other things out there that make the game kind of meaningless at this point, and that is the nighttime system. And nighttime should be something as like a high risk, high reward type of thing, where you go out at night and you gain more parkour experience and all the other stuff. You can go out at night and do specific activities, but the issue is that there's no stake to that activity. Like, there's no big state. Like, the zombies are nothing more than cannon fodder once you upgrade all of your combat stats. Like, I've literally upgraded all my combo, all my combat, all my parkour skills once I was done with the game, and the game just became like cannon fodder to me. It was kind of like Scarlet Nexus and how I felt about that game when I unlocked literally everything. I started one-shotting just everything left and right, and it was crazy, man. But at least with Scarlet Nexus, they're adding DLC to the game that changes up the game entirely, like with the Karen DLC and the Brain Eater pack, obviously, and some of the other packs out there. But once I get my hands on that Brain Eater DLC, I will let you know. But just like with Dying Light 2, there should be patches for the game that make nighttime difficulty better. All right, and if anything, if the game dies within the next year or two, I won't be mad, because again, I really like Dying Light. But if the game dies within the next year or two, that's really just what it just happens like that. But I'm hoping it doesn't. But if it does, then nice. That's so nice. But anyways, I'll be making more videos for the future. Probably I have a few other videos maybe for the future. But currently, I'm working on an initial review of Pokemon Arceus. The Crow's Nest podcast, again, like, that's coming up very soon. I don't know when that will come out, because I'm just a co-host, and I don't know when Pirate Canvas will come back to me. He's currently on a bit of a hiatus right now, currently. So we'll see. We'll wait for the future. Hopefully, I'm hoping that we get to make another episode for the Crow's Nest podcast. But I have been extremely busy lately within the last few months or so I haven't had much time to play video games or make videos or upload videos, really. Like, I have just been busy lately, and so I have a lot of videos that I have to edit or record or really just to make in general. So this is something that I've been wanting to do. So please wait on that, and please just do some of that, and I'll let you guys know in the future when I'll make the next review, or when will I make the next like entertainment review or something like that, or next gameplay content, because I'll be reviewing GoPro content within the next few weeks or so. I'll be reviewing the GoPro Hero Session 4 in 2021 or 2022. I'll be making that video hopefully very soon. I'll have that edited probably by, I don't know, next week or two. But anyways, take care, everybody. This is when my initial review of Dying Light 2 is about a 6 out of 10. So yeah, my review's kind of mediocre. But I'm hoping that this game will get a lot more love, because this game is fun to play with friends. It's very fun. But I just have a lot of issues with the game. So anyways, take care, guys. Hope you guys have a very nice day and enjoy yourselves.